Welcome everyone! We are here premiering our new show in Darkness Unbroken, a Dragon Age TTRPG. Welcome everybody, new and old, joining us in chat and all of that wonderfulness. Let's jump into it. Let's go around and have everyone introduce themselves, who they are, all that good stuff. We have very new faces on the channel and some not so new faces. And we will start with Sarah. You're muted? Nope, there's a dog.
Her dog's barking.
No, we'll start with Emma, our lovely game master.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Emma, or Hamalu on the internet. I'm going to be GMing us tonight in Darkness Unbroken. The Dragon Age tabletop role-playing game is one that's very close to my heart, as is just Dragon Age in general. I'm a big old nerd about it. So hopefully you enjoy it. And we will go around our players. Well, you can decide what order we're introducing ourselves in.
I'm last.
Sure.
Sarah, are you ready? The doggies happen?
I am. He's not angry anymore. Hey, I'm Sarah. I'm your friendly internet hype goblin, and I'll be playing Josette.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Okay. What is Josette? Who is Josette?
She is wants to be a lady chevalier. She's a human.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
She did not accomplish that yet.
No. Yeah is the key word. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Thank you for joining us, Sarah. Next, we have Satan.
Hi, everyone. I am Satan, or Elsa Vamp on Twitter. Today I will be playing Bella, Antivian City Elf Rogue. And I'm very happy to be here.
Awesome. We are happy to have you. Returning with us to this channel from Barovia out to Thedas we have Alex. Welcome, Alex.
Thank you very much for the warm welcome. I do miss Trot a lot, but it'll take a backseat for now. Today I'll be playing Arlen Aidenson, a very, very burly man from the tribe of Avra, up in the mountains. We'll see what he does in a big city with all them lowlanders.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Val. This is my channel. Today I am bringing Robin. She is a lowborn dwarf. She is part of the merchant class, and she specializes in hair and skin products.
Yes, she does.
She's not an MLM. She's a legit business. Okay, like there's no this is not
up.
This is not Avon or Monet or any of that,
Mary
like or Mary Kay. Like these are like handcrafted products. but yeah, that's us. And as normal, guys, this is a viewer effective game. So if you want to affect the game with your bits, subs, and donations, Nightbot will constantly be telling you that you can do that. With every 100 bits, you can gift us potions. Like, we don't have any healers, so potions are nice. Yes. That's great. For every subscription that you give or gift, you can give someone here a focus point, which is incredibly powerful because you usually only get those when you level up, if I'm right, Emma?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes,
like, you essentially give us, like, a real boost, or you can give everybody a potion. We do have direct donations as well. If you want to donate $5 USD to the channel through Streamlabs, you can give all of us focus points.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to donate $10, you can create an NPC. The NPC you get to give them a name, a class / race, and a small background. But that is it. That's what's happening. That's the stuff that happens. So oh man. Thank you for all those gifts, Hype Goblin.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It
wasn't me.
You can tell us how, like, those alerts are about to happen, and that's just a giant T-Rex just screaming at us. So it's gonna happen here pretty soon. So who are you giving? Are you focus pointing us, or are you potioning us?
Let's do some potions.
Potions around
Yeah.
the table. Like everyone gets potions because there's
Sure,
one,
let's do it.
two,
There's
three,
5.
four,
Yeah.
five. So everyone gets
I'll take
5.
2.
Okay, well,
Okay.
the sub actually gives everyone a potion, so that's
Yeah.
like 5
Okay.
potions for everyone to have.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
So
I didn't even realize what I was doing, and I did a good thing.
that's okay. Thank you so much. All right.
You're welcome.
We're getting there with the. There's.
Is lesser healing?
I just want all of this
no.
screaming to end.
These are, it's okay, we can talk about, there's regular healing potions for everyone,
Oh,
so,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna
keep
look
it
at
going.
our little handy handouts that our GM was
Yeah.
amazing to put out.
I have created handouts for everyone.
Nice.
So
Um,
regular ones, you said?
And then one more dinosaur is gonna scream at us.
That's
Maybe. There it goes.
okay.
And there we go. All right, cool. Thank you. And
Yeah.
with that, Emma, go ahead and take us away on this lovely journey.
Yeah. So before we get going, I just want to do a few disclaimers for everyone. We're playing the Dragon Age TTRPG. It is a really cool game system that I really like. It feels very intuitive, and it lets you run around Thedas. So those who like the computer games, definitely recommend trying it out. Everyone around the table here is new to the game system. Not everybody is new to the computer games. So while we're going around, they're going to be learning the game as we go. I will be helping them, but also helping you guys. If this is a game system that you're perhaps interested in, you can kind of learn it along with us. It's a mature rated channel, and also just those of you who are aware of Dragon Age will know that there's sometimes heavy themes that are dealt with. They deal with class systems, they deal with some racism, there's slavery if you get up into Tevinter. So we will occasionally dance close to that maybe, but we do have systems in place that everyone is very trusting with each other, and we'll be very safe while we do it. So yeah, just come along for the ride, learn a new game system with all of us. So moving us into the actual story, we are playing In Darkness Unbroken. You join us in Thedas, 939 Dragon. The Fifth Blight ended around 8 years ago when the hero Ferelden gave the ultimate sacrifice and died to kill the archdemon Urthemiel in Ferelden's capital city of Denerim. Thedas has been in upheaval and healing since this time, though tensions are still rife. In Kirkwall, for example, the Chantry was destroyed in an explosion that was orchestrated by a rebel mage called Anders, an act that has sent shockwaves through the world. Many circle mages currently, as we speak, seem poised for rebellion and perhaps civil war since that happened. Our story takes us to the Ferelden city of Highever, which is on the Storm Coast. Our heroes recently banded together for a job that involved the recovery of ancestral armor for a Highever citizen. Having cashed that in, they've nestled comfortably into the rustic and at times rowdy seafront tavern called the Drowned Nug. Though downtime is a luxury that adventurers don't often get to enjoy when you're living job to job, or indeed running away from your past or towards goals. So, work is often found on the Chanters boards outside of the Chantries, which is effectively churches in this world, for those who don't know Dragon Age. So your next pay is likely pinned to one of those boards. Perhaps the recent party members you met will help you gain more funds or keep you alive as you carry out your goals. So as we're sitting around the table in this seafront tavern, there's probably waves crashing against the wave breakers outside. As you look around the table, what do you see? I would like you guys to just take your time to just talk us through what your characters look like, anything that we might know about your character. Also, I would like to point out a thank you to Lewd Alfred in chat, or Freddie, who did the beautiful character art that we have to help the visualization of our characters. So if we could start with Robin. What do you
Oh,
see
that's
when you
me.
look at you?
Hi.
Yeah.
I don't even know my character's name, and that is not her voice. So Robin is she's a dwarf, so she's definitely shorter than both elves and humans. She has this kind of, she's not old, but she does have like this smoky-ish gray hair, reddish brown eyes. She, very, very well kept. Like, her skin looks fantastic. She does not have a beard. She keeps it shaved to show off her aftershave products specifically for women, but also for men. And she's pretty, as small as she is even in like a public space, she tends to kind of make herself even smaller. Like she's not really one to like get a lot of attention. Ringing in the background. I'm not quite sure. That might be my mic that's kind of just turned up a little high.
Oh, I Scott can't hear anything.
Yeah, it might just be my mic that was turned up a little high, guys. So she's just sort of, she wears green. She's got a couple of daggers if you look close enough, which is not weird for people who are traveling, but she normally does. And she has a pretty large knapsack that she tends to have with her. But that's what Robin is doing, and she's sort of sitting with her little, well, not even a little, with her mug of ale.
Okay. Arlen, what do we see when we look at you?
We see a tall, broad-shouldered man with long, flowy hair, and a beard as equally massive. All of which seems to be very, very soft to the touch, thanks to his own natural abilities. Of course, he would never stoop to buying products for this. On one side of his head, instead of having just his hair coming down, it's all I forget the word already. That's great. I think my English is going down the drain.
That's okay.
Braided?
Thank you. On one side, it's all braided down to his shoulders. He is wearing a classic woodsman plaid shirt. Of course he is. He would be at a table, sitting tall, surrounded by his, I suppose you would call them friends at this point. They've been through some adventures together. He would be clasping in one hand the biggest jug of mead, and on the other one, a drumstick of some kind just chowing down like nobody's business.
Bird.
Yep, unspecified. He doesn't care. It's big, meaty, and he's eating it.
Nice.
That can be describing many things.
Especially with the hour. Bella, what do we see when we look at you?
When you look at Bella, you see a rather short elf, because elves are short, so she's about 5'2". She has short red hair. She usually put up in a ponytail because she's always ready for work. She has tan skin, gray eyes, a plain, simple white shirt with a simple vest jacket, and beside her is a big, beautiful, dark brown Mabari hound who she loves very, very much, whose name is Andruil, named after the hunter goddess.
Excellent. All right, and then Josette, what do we see when we look at you?
Josette is a 5'6" female human. She's not bulky, but she looks a little athletic. Like she could probably hold her own in certain situations. She has on a blue tunic and some common leather armor, but she carries herself in a way that she's kind of looking down her nose a little bit at everyone else in the room.
Hashtag our legion. Excellent. Okay. So you guys are sat together, decompressing slightly after your last job. It's about the afternoon at the moment. The tavern is definitely bustling. There appears to be several things going on around you. There's conversations that are happening. There appears to be a couple games of chance going on. There's definitely a group who are playing Wicked Grace, which is the common game around Thedas. There's a couple drunk people over in the corner. One is just a burly looking frail man. The other one may or may not be Avar as well, who are doing some arm wrestling. But it's a nice kind of atmosphere in the tavern. So yeah, you guys can decompress a little, maybe get to know each other a little bit better, and consider what your next moves might be.
So, now that the job is done, what is it on the tables for everyone?
We could definitely go for another one. We have a
could.
good streak going.
We could. Depends on how everybody here likes each other, and she'll look at Josette.
Well, you're not all that bad.
Oh, I thank you so much for that amazing compliment.
You're welcome.
Hmm.
At least your hair's clean today.
I wish I could say the same for yours.
I could help with that.
My hair's just fine, dear. I will take some face cream, though, if you have any.
Yes, but that will cost you, of course.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Okay. I'm just gonna like open the rucksack, just like, whoosh, and just sort of like kind of going through it, and it's like, you have blonde hair. May I feel your texture, please?
Are your hands clean?
Of course.
Then fine.
Like, clean and moisturize. Oh man, I'm not used to something so fine. One second, and I'm gonna take like three bottles. One is empty. One has like a very thick white substance, and the other has more of like a kind of like this grayish purple substance, and I'm just gonna like kind of mix them together and shake it up. Oh, you wanted face cream, not hair. I'm sorry. I go straight to the hair first.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
I know. I apologize, and this is totally in character.
You just really need
I
the
meant
help,
to do
dear, with
this.
your hair.
Like, it's just I got so distracted. It's like the sun. And this I started mixing this, so this is a free sample. Since you've never bought from me before, I'm so sorry, because I don't want it to go to waste, and I hand you this concoction that I have mixed. This is definitely to help with any dry scalp and split ends at the same time, because you have fine hair. But your face here, but this is gonna cost you.
Right.
Silver, please.
How much?
A silver, please.
Just one silver.
Yeah, just one.
All right.
Okay.
Hands it over.
Thank you. That was hard. Okay.
Are you alright there, little bird?
Yes. Bella, don't call me that in public. Yes, I'm fine.
Alright.
I've been drinking, and so I'm not myself right now. But it's fine. The job just sort of exhausted me, and I forgot where I was.
That's understandable. Well, we could look at the Chanter's board and see what else there is to do for us if we all decide to stick together or not. And she looks to Josette again. And, yes.
Don't think they like each other.
I'm gonna try to get the attention of the dog with some food under the table.
Okay. Roll communication, because I think that's where the animal handling is.
Robin is sitting as far away from the dog as possible.
So I just click on communication on the character sheet.
Yeah. Nice. So 12. Yeah. You're able to get the attention of the dog, and I think the dog's kind of doing that thing where she's lying down, so she's gonna like shuffle over to you without necessarily having stood up to see how subtle she can be to try and get this food without Bella noticing, and then scoff it down.
I am careful not to give bones because I know bones and dogs don't really mix. But I'm just like scrap of meat and fat that I just scraped off my plate and just shoved on the table sneakily as best as possible.
Okay. If you want, you could also roll stealth for yourself, or just dexterity if you don't have a focus. And then if you can roll a perception for Bella.
I can.
I'm not really trying to be sneaky about it.
Can I use searching so I can use with focus?
Yes.
Hey. A lot.
Yeah. And you stunted.
And I stunted.
Yeah, so if you can roll a dexterity for Arlen. First little explanation for the viewers. The way that these things roll is that rather than rolling a d20, you roll 3d6. Two are the same, one is slightly different, that's your dragon dice. It is possible to stunt and do whatever it is you're doing with a slight flourish. If you roll two numbers that are the same, that means your dragon dice is how many points you have to spend. But I would say that, especially as your number totally trounces his, you absolutely notice this happening.
Arlen, what are you doing to my dog?
I mean, a big, mighty beast like that needs all the food it can get to stay strong.
Of course, but you don't have to try and hide it from me. Unless you're trying to poison my dog, then I would kill you, of course.
I would not try to poison the dog, and let's just start roughly petting the dog as best as I can while it's chowing down on food. I do like the beast, but I really wonder how did you come across this big hound of yours?
On the street.
As far as I know, those beasts were used in the war. They're usually not just on the street. Did you steal it?
No.
That is rude to ask.
That is very rude to ask.
That's quite rude.
But did you?
Did I? I don't know. I don't think so. It was on the street, so the street dog. They usually don't have organs. It imprinted on me, so I adopted her as my own.
I'm pretty sure she's quite happy with us right now.
Of
Oh,
course.
no harm, no foul.
Yeah, what she says is mostly true. Yes, you're correct, however, in your assumption that the Mabari hounds are definitely war dogs. Often specifically war dogs. They're a very special breed. Very common to Ferelden. And there is a type of warrior who will imprint on them so that they can sense their owner even in the heat of a battlefield. And at the moment, it's probably standing at about 4 foot itself. They are massive.
If you see the Bella standing up and under her dog standing up, it's the dog is like the head is right up her chest. Like it's a big dog.
She a big girl.
I
big
might be shorter than the dog.
You're
You
probably
might
the
be.
same height as the dog.
Yeah,
Your heads are
like the dog and I just like see each other eye to eye, and every time
Yeah.
I make eye contact with the dog, I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
sometimes you do come to an understanding because you can clearly see each other into each other's
You can
soul
see
at that
each
point.
other's, point of view, you know?
I tend
Yeah.
to understand that I don't think this dog likes me very much.
Oh, Andre likes you very much, don't you, big girl? And she like give Andre the biggest like head
Yeah.
scratches behind the ears.
She loves it.
I think maybe that your dog only likes me because you like me.
Oh,
Other animals don't tend to like me. I think it's all of
she
the
likes you too.
product.
them that might put them off a little bit, but doesn't mean they don't like you. Just that they keep their distance.
Okay.
They're usually wary of unusual smells.
Yes.
But
But
He's
that's
saying
fine.
I smell funny. What's wrong with the way I smell?
You
I did
smell
not.
delightful,
Did-
little bird. It's fine.
Do not put words into my mouth.
It would be better if you put a little bacon grease in your product. I might like it then.
It might be her then.
Perhaps, but no. That's how you get a tiger to eat someone.
Possibly
Noted.
I'm a Barry Hound.
And possibly I'm a body hound.
Or a hound,
What?
yes.
Well, I don't know about you, but my coin pouch needs constant refilling. So if you would like to go to the Shanter's board with me, I wouldn't be opposed to doing another job with all of us together. Seems to work pretty okay.
Around what time is it right now?
That afternoon.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I will accompany you, Ella.
You just said they're not particularly horrible.
You're mostly acceptable. I suppose I'll go.
Why, thank you. That means so much coming from you. The most sarcastic voice. Then, shall we? And she'll take her tankard. She's like half love, and she'll just chug it, throw it back.
I'm gonna do the same thing as if on cue.
Yeah.
Nice.
All of us, and just slam it down.
Some good ale here.
You have a little mustache.
Oh, thank you. You have a little bit on your beard.
I seem to freeze for just a fraction of a second, and I reach for the closest rag and just really clean myself up as much as I can.
Of course, yes. Oh, you're all fine now, do you? Now, shall we? Off we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab my rucksack and make sure that no one has tried to mess with our stuff, even though we were sitting right next to it. I'm wary of people messing with my things.
Roll perception for me with any focuses you might have. Yeah, you rolled real high. You have a look at your stuff, and it does not look like anybody has disturbed it. Nobody's really moved from where they're sitting, other than from their seats to the bar and back again. So it seems pretty safe. A couple of the backpacks appear to have some sort of staining on it, and upon close inspection with your very high roll, you can see that it's probably dog slobbers that happened when you first put your stuff down.
I'll save then. Let's go.
Okay. So you're able to head out of the Drowned Nug. You would be heading south through the city of Highever, past the market to get to the chantry. The chantry here is called the Maker's Promise. You guys would know that if you've arrived and picked up your most recent job there. So you're able to make your way through the city. It's bustling, and for all that some of you have been traveling around parts of Ferelden since the Blight, it seems to be recovering pretty well here. It was far enough north that it was not necessarily completely overrun. The main problem they'd been dealing with was refugees who were escaping from the south. But a lot of those have gone home now, so you can see that the place is bustling with commerce again. Seems to be doing pretty well. And you can get down to the chantry, which is a large building, think classical Catholic cathedral style. There's a lot of gold involved. You can see the chantry itself, and then outside is the board where they tend to post jobs. As you approach, you can see a few people who are there. If I could just get a sweep of perception checks from people. If there's a focus you feel might apply for looking at things, you can apply that focus. And while you're rolling them, yes, where searching works. The way the game works, everyone, is that you have your basic stats, and then you get things called focuses, which is a little bit like having a proficiency in something like in Dungeons and Dragons, but you can choose the things and you gather them as you are leveling up. Now, the focuses, such as searching or seeing or tracking, if they're doing their perception checks, is they are things that you would be contributing to the group if you were to be subscribing, or if you give donations. So the focus, you're actually giving them skills that they're very good at. So
I
let's
got a
check out these
19.
numbers. Everyone, nice, a 19, very good.
Sounds like I'm
Um,
supposed to do this.
So there's definitely some high rolls there. You're all definitely going to notice that there is a couple groups there who appear to be taking pieces of paper off as you're on the approach and seem to be moving away. So you do notice that a couple jobs seem to have gone already for the day. There doesn't appear to be much left. But with your very high roll, Bella, you notice that the two groups, as you're approaching, look at the bit of paper that is left and seem to leave it alone.
Mhm.
So you're not sure
Wow.
why, but it seems like it's something that they did not necessarily want to do or deal with.
Seems like there might be a rather interesting job left. Let's see. And I'll take the piece of paper and
Okay.
I'm gonna stand
it a
on
read?
my toes to see if I can look at it with her.
Sure. She's an elf, so she's short enough that you can do it with her. Maybe not so much the humans. It's certainly not
Okay.
the Alvar. He's very tall.
Like out of
Um,
habit, like it's just kind of what Robin
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. So, it says assistance needed in tracing an escaped mage. They are a risk to themselves and to others. Do your Andrastian duty and help keep Highever safe. See Brother Carter in the Maker's Promise Chantry for more details. 4 gold pieces reward.
Cool.
Now,
that's
what you guys are gonna, gold is like a big deal in this game because it's sort of like a shunt up from what you might be familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, in that gold is like getting platinum. That's kind of a big deal.
Mhm.
that's a lot of money.
That's a good chunk of my mortgage.
That could feed my horse for quite a while.
Wonder why the mage is a danger to himself.
Well,
It's a mage.
magic can be dangerous, and if people go rogue. But I
Well-
can see why people left this job alone.
What mage can be reasoned with? They're people.
Well, yes. What do you think?
For now, but have you ever seen someone possessed before? It's not pretty, and that could be something that could happen to this mage.
They could turn into an abomination.
Now, Arlen, your people are very rare amongst the people of Thedas. Most countries see mages as something very dangerous. They're very connected to the Fade, which is like the other world, the beyond. It's where you dream, it's where you go when you die, it's where magic comes from. And for them, that's a very dangerous and risky thing because demons will try to come through, possess the mage's body, and turn them to abominations. It's understood in most countries that they're a danger to themselves when they're not trained, especially when they're emotional or when they're young. So they go to circles to be trained. Effectively, they go to a mage prison. But for you and the Alvar, who are a human tribe, for those who are not aware, think wildlings from Game of Thrones. Your mages actually invite spirits in to themselves, welcome them in for a possession to teach them how to use their magic, and then they perform a ritual to then expel the spirit from themselves. So the whole conversation is a little confusing to you because what's dangerous about that?
Right. So for me, he's just a guy that somehow they think he's a danger to himself. I'd like to be able to speak to him and see if I can help.
Well, you could do that, yes. But does that mean we're taking the job? Can
I'm
be
for
rather
it.
dangerous.
But the reward,
Yes.
That is
Lots of
quite the
points.
reward.
1 gold
which
each.
Makes me wonder. This is a dangerous job, and I'm assuming that is why the reward is so high. I will come and be your backup.
Alright. What about you, Josette?
I'm in. I don't have anywhere else to go, so this is fine.
Alright. Let's go see brother, and she'll scan the paper again. Brother,
Brother
what?
Carter.
Let's go see Brother Carter then. Come on, Andrul. And she'll pat her thigh for Andrul to come to her side.
Woof. Yes,
Oh,
she will
woof,
come.
woof, woof. So I suppose we are going into the chantry at this point.
Yes.
Never been in
Uh,
one, so let's see how this goes.
Their grandeur and gaudy.
Yep. As you guys enter, Bella, you've been in a few chantries, perhaps picking up jobs or picking up money since arriving in Ferelden. It's very different to Antiva, which is effectively like a medieval Spain. Antiva, so it's the chantries there are real grand, real fancy. Here, it's perhaps a little more subdued, but there's still a lot of iconography of Andraste and the Maker and the Sunburst and all this kind of stuff. There's a statue of what appears to be a woman who is on fire, rather dramatically. And you see several people as you enter the building who are clearly dressed in robes that have the same sunburst on it, who are part of the chantry. The majority are women, as it is a woman who sits at the head of the chantry of the Andrastian faith. So you walk in and you see a few. There's a couple who appear to be male. They're the Chantry brothers. So one of them, you presume, must be Brother Carter. But as you approach, there's a constant chanting going on from people who are up ahead at the actual main part of the building, which gives it a sort of somber, very respectful sort of vibe if you are of the faith. If you are not of the faith, something about it feels a little, your hackles might go up a little. And there's people who are praying either at pews or they're on their knees listening to the chant at the front of the building.
You can hear my stomach rumble a little bit.
You get used to the chanting after a little bit. So,
Let's find this
yes.
Carter fella.
I'll walk up to the Chantry brothers and be like, Brother Carter? Any of these?
Yes. Brother Carter is just at the end of the building over there. It's the older looking gentleman.
Right, thank you.
You're welcome. May the Maker's
we're
blessing
going-
be upon you.
And upon you.
And
What?
also with you.
if anybody is in Catholic
all
Church.
this, oh
Yeah.
man, Catholicism. Oh.
That's like, and upon you.
Thanks for
Amazing.
throwing me right back in.
Yeah.
Oh, are we all ex-Catholics? Oh, no.
I think so.
That's hilarious.
Uh,
Yeah, it's got that vibes. It's got, that vibe. Yeah, that's the vibe. So yes, you're able to approach a gentleman. I'll show a picture to the players. You guys cannot see this, but there's a gentleman who's older. He's in his 60s. He has cropped hair that's sort of well kept, a beard on. He's wearing very humble Chantry brother robes with a small hat on. That denotes his role, and he is currently looking through a book as you approach him.
Hello, Brother Carter?
Yes. Can I help you?
I'll extend my hand, see if he takes it. My name's Bella.
He actually, he hesitates a moment and looks at your hand with an eyebrow raise, but we'll take your hand.
We're here for the job that you posted.
Yes. Our escaped apostate.
Can I do an insight check when he hesitates?
Yeah.
To see
okay.
why?
Yeah, so it comes under perception. If you have an empathy focus, that is what you would be rolling.
I just have searching. 10, 12?
12. Okay. You've seen this look from humans before. It's possibly because you're an elf.
That's why I did it.
He'll say, do come with me, all of you. And he will usher you around a set of bookshelves to kind of lead you into a back area that's a bit more secluded. You may take a seat if you wish.
Yes. I'm sorry, would you rather deal with Josette instead of me?
No, of course not. I'm happy with anyone who would gladly help the Andrastian Church.
You just seemed hesitant earlier.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh, I did not mean to.
All right.
Do come in. As I say, sit down if you wish.
She stands.
Do you all
Robin
stand?
sits
Or does
down.
anyone sit? Okay.
I'll sit.
How sturdy are the seats? I give it a little
sturdy
tap.
enough. Yeah,
Okay.
you're like, it's all right.
I'm gonna sit down.
Okay. Right. right. So it happened fairly recently, perhaps in the last few days. Mage was made known to us, and as you know, as I'm assuming you all know, he'll kind of look around at the general makeup of your group, but there's enough there that he knows that you might understand the culture of this. So of course we had the Templars who are going to be escorting the young mage towards the circle for training and for safekeeping. We do not want any danger to befall them or those around them. Unfortunately, as they were being transported, they escaped and killed the Templars that were there.
Oh.
This, yes. Obviously, it is a delicate matter, not only for the nature of the mage and those who are hesitant about dealing with mages, especially those who are young and untrained, as the risk of abomination is quite high. But also, they were a city elf, so there's the political tensions there also. But if you are willing to help us, we want to ensure that both the mage is found safe and well and brought to the circle, and also ensure that nobody around them is being harmed by their dangerous magics.
Of course.
I felt the Templars were found in a very unsettling way.
To explain.
Yes, yes.
They'd been set on fire.
Interesting.
Yes.
And
So-
how old is this? Sorry, go
Yes. No. My question is the same. How old is that person that we're looking for?
She's around 17 or 18, I believe. Young, slightly old for having come into her magic, but such is the way. Occasionally people will either hesitate to use it, or they will, family members sometimes keep it hidden.
Just
But,
a wee lass. Is
yes.
it possible that she didn't do this on purpose? Like, she just couldn't because she's so young? It was just...
It is possible that is the sway and the negative influence of her magics, or influence from the fate that might have encouraged such a violent action. As I say, we merely wish her safekeeping and safely brought to the circle.
It also sounds like you perhaps forced this person to be taken. Maybe that's why there was any sort of lashing out.
Everyone
Well, it
just,
is-
like, probably turned to stare at you.
What? What?
Arlen, I could explain that to you if you want later on.
It is for their own good. Magic is dangerous not only for the mage themselves, but those around them, especially when young and hormonal and untrained. These emotions connect them to the fate even further, and it greatens the risk of abomination. We do not want harm coming to this poor soul.
And if they so happen to already be possessed?
Then I would request that you, how to put it delicately, put
Kill
her
them.
out of her misery. When
Oh.
abomination has occurred, they are no longer the original person. It is not a process that can be reversed. The demon will have taken over by that point, and in order to save those around them, it is essential that we eliminate the problem.
And if their body cannot be retrieved, what sort of proof would you like?
I'm assuming something will be left over after this.
Maybe
It
some
is
sort of
enough just to know
necklace
that
or
they're safe.
jewelry?
Yes, she will have had keepsakes. You may wish to speak to the family. I believe there is family in the alienage. I could give you permission to enter. But we're not sure. But obviously this is a matter of importance for the whole Arling of Highever. So
Of course.
What is her name?
her name.
And he looks through
Rabbit
papers.
He looks through his paper. I believe it is Yanara.
Yanara?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yanara Holden. She does have family in the alienage, I believe.
Alright.
We will, of course, have Templars on the matter too, but sometimes a mage, when cornered, react similar to animals who are cornered, and it is not always their fault that they react so yes, aggressively. So we will also hopefully be employing services of people like yourself to maybe deal with this in a delicate way.
Of course. And do you have a description of her, maybe where she was last seen?
Well, I believe she was elven, obviously, blonde, quite small, wayfish even for an elf. No offense. They were last seen leaving the city. The bodies were found maybe 3 hours journey south towards the
Northeast.
circle.
Okay.
Do you all know where the circle is in Ferelden?
Yes.
Do we know where the circle is?
Would I know where it is?
Y'all can roll cunning for me. If you feel that you might have a focus that would tie in, feel free to barter that with me. Just at the stop.
Cunning.
It's just like, what? Okay.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Nice.
11
I'm
for me.
assuming I maybe like with trying to look at my focuses here. Just I guess maybe just communication, just because, or navigation.
Navigation. Sure. I'll allow for navigation.
Okay,
All right.
there we go.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Okay. So, Arlen and Bella, you are aware that there is one circle tower in Ferelden, and that it is on Lake Callanhad, which is the big, large lake in the middle. In fact, I will ping you guys to the Ferelden map for ease. So that it's on Lake Callanhad. There's a way to get to it, not terribly far south from where Highever is, and certainly in terms of navigation, Robin, you definitely know, and you may even have traded some things with the people who live. There's actually people who live at the dock area that would then lead out to the Chantry. There's people there who might trade certain goods that could eventually make their way into the circle. It's not unheard of for mages to maybe get in good with a couple Templars and get them to maybe buy in stuff, not like proper contraband, but like comfort items. So you might have sent a couple of things to that area to be available should anyone be able to buy them. So you're very familiar with the area.
So
But
they were
it's-
found like a couple hours south.
Couple hours south, yeah. So they wouldn't have quite made it to the North Road. They would just be working their
Probably
way through
around
the Constance
here.
area. Yeah. So,
Okay.
And just to be sure, they want us, when we find this mage and can bring her in alive, they wanted us to bring her to the circle or back to Highweaver.
you can ask for that clarification.
Okay. I will raise my hand.
Yeah. Yes.
When we find her, if she is indeed alive and we can save the poor girl, should we bring her here or to the circle?
Either is acceptable. I would say it will depend on the distance you have found yourself from either. We would not want you to put yourself in unnecessary risk. The sooner that you can get her to Templars, the better.
Okay.
So if that means that you would be coming here, that is acceptable. But her ultimate end destination would be with the circle in Lake Callanhad.
Right. Any other questions? No.
Nothing on my part.
Where do we pick up payment once the job is complete?
You can come and find myself here. It's 4 gold, which is sufficient, how they say, danger money for the risk of going up against an untrained mage.
Of course. Well, I think we have enough information. Should we all go talk to the girl's family?
That's a good first step, yes.
I agree.
Would you happen to know where we should look exactly? I know where the elves have been
I
housed.
cannot say I've been there myself, so I would be of no help, unfortunately.
That's
But if you were to
surprising, really.
ask around, well, they don't all worship the Maker, so and he just kind of gets a little awkward. But I'm sure they will be very helpful as it relates to helping one of their own.
Mm-hmm.
But you will find it in the east of the city.
Right. I think I know what it is.
All right. And he kind of awkwardly maneuvers around answering that question. If there is anything else you should need, feel free to come and visit again.
Of course. Thank you so very much, Brother Carter.
You're welcome.
Right. And this will be off. Goodbye.
Maker's
She like
blessing upon
smiles,
you
and
all.
as soon as she turns around, it's just like straight face.
You will confer the Maker's blessing upon you all.
And upon you.
I just kind of like awkwardly also leave because I do not worship the Maker.
Yeah.
No.
I don't worship anybody.
I have nothing against the Maker, of course. It's just, they're not paragons.
I'm gonna make a comment on the chair.
Sure.
The chair itself, you could have used better material than that. That kind of wood, it's kind of on the cheap side. One would think with a important person as yourself, you probably could get better furniture.
Well, we
I'm
prefer
walking
to
away.
use our money to help the. He says as you walk away, and he's like, okay. All right. So he will go about his business.
I'm sorry. If somebody was mean to the elf in our group, I'm gonna be mean to him too. In a subtle way of things that I know.
Yeah. Go for
Your
it.
wood
Go for it.
sucks.
Yeah.
And it's
Yup.
not just the chair wood.
That one I don't know about, but I can definitely find out.
Yeah.
Uh,
You're free to leave the chapter
Yeah.
if you see fit.
yeah, as
I am.
we leave, I would assume we're all going to the alienage, and I will let everyone know. Just let me do the talking, yes?
I certainly think that is the best. You are familiar, after all.
Yes, and especially you, Josette.
Am I as
I like you better
acutely
already.
aware- Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Josette
Am
makes
I-
a rude gesture towards Bella with a smile.
Y'all are fantastic.
Yeah.
I am aware of the actual racial divide, even though I've been like secluded in the mountains for so long.
Yes.
I know about this.
Yeah. You have passing awareness of the fact that, generally speaking, elves are viewed as second-class citizen. Given that you've been away from your tribe for a wee while, your time in the lowlands in Ferelden, you've experienced that. You've also encountered a Dalish tribe at one point, who are nomadic elves who choose not to live in the alienage slums and be treated as second-class citizens. They choose to live an independent nomadic lifestyle and consider themselves, heralds of their people and who they used to be. So you're aware. You may not know like a vast amount of detail, but you're aware.
But yeah, Josette and Arlen, just try to stay behind me, yes? Just
If I was
tensions.
to be in front of you, you wouldn't be able to see past me. If I stay behind, I can look above your head.
Yes, just be a little quiet. No
Are you
offense to
saying that I'm
you.
loud?
No, it's just there's tensions between elves and humans. It's not that's difficult to understand.
No. I know. I don't quite understand exactly why, but
Oh,
I know.
centuries of slavery, dear.
You've enslaved humans?
Oh no, the humans enslaved us.
Terrible each way. Okay. Let's see if we can mend a few bridges along the way.
I'll hold off on that, dear, okay? Just
Okay.
let's focus on our current task.
I'll leave my tools in my bag then.
All right. And I'll I'll lead our way to the alien rush because I
Okay.
would know.
Yeah,
Katie.
you're aware of where it
She
is.
was scared.
As you approach, you can see that it is definitely completely gated off, walled off. In fact, you cannot necessarily see the alienage, although you can see multiple rooftops. It seems that the buildings in there are very tall. To those of you who have maybe never seen inside an alienage before, but Bella, you're well aware that they're usually multiple stories. Generally speaking, poorly made. It's not a very safe place to live, but it's home for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So it is currently gated, and there are guards standing in front of the gate.
Hi.
They're kind of doing that thing where they're like leaning against their weapon because they're on like protecting the gate duty, which isn't very.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. We were instructed to go in by Brother Carter from the shanty.
All right. On what business?
We're looking for the family of a runaway mage.
And he kind of like looks at this like up at the corner of his vision for a minute,
She-
and then the other one kind of like nudges him, and he's like, "Yeah. Remember the one like killed those ten? Oh yeah. Yes, all right. If it is by Brother Carter's orders, then in you come." And he'll like open up the gate for you. So the gate kind of opens up. It creaks as it goes. It's not a very well made thing. Strong, not well made though. So Arlen, in terms of the woodwork, like this is not great. This is
I was gonna comment.
this is just built to keep things in or out. You're not sure. But you're able to walk into the alienage.
Would I know if there's like a place inside the alienage where I could? Do I just have to ask residents if they know?
You could ask residents. There's generally a fairly similar makeup to these kind of settlements. You walk down a path that kind of leads you into the main area. This is a pretty large alienage as they go. The heading into the main tree often will kind of feel like going into a town square, if you will. So that could be a place to kind of see a higher congregation. You might even have people who are selling things at stalls sometimes, or if anybody has a business, it would likely be coming off of that area.
This is basically their own little set aside city.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay. Alright, so and off we ask. So I would know like the town square would be the best place to ask.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll lead them to. Would I know where the tree is?
You can see it, yeah. The tree is very large. It's easy to see this. All of you can see it, in fact. And as you walk through, you can see that the buildings are fairly ramshackle. It looks like they maybe used to be 2-story and then became 3-story and then became 4-story. And it's a little higgledy-piggledy. A little ramshackle like the Weasley house in Harry Potter, I guess. But it's a whole like town built like that. There are several people that you walk past that appear to be begging on the side of the street. There's a couple street kids who are running around without any shoes on who are chasing. You're not entirely sure what it's made of, but it looks like a ball, and they're chasing it around with sticks. And general people who look humble, maybe a little down on their luck. Some might look a little ill. But there's a sense of community as you're walking. There's a lot of people who are speaking, a few people walking arm in arm. A couple are having conversations when there's some laughter going on. And that seems to increase as you head in towards where this tree is. And it is large. The base of the trunk has been painted with very elven designs. There are various offerings that appear to be put down either at the base of the tree or in any nooks that they can get to. There are any branches that are hanging low enough, there are ribbons tied to it as well. So this appears to be the focal point of your alienage, and there are several people who are either going about business, communicating, or just moving from one building to another. So.
Alright.
There's a moment where like Robin kind of looks around. She tucks her head down and sighs. I haven't been into many alienages, but it's... You never get used to seeing it.
Try living in one, dear.
don't want to.
No one does. Off we go. And if I could have to roll for this, but would I know like where would be the best place? Like who would be the best person to ask?
Roll
like,
a cunning, and I'll say just roll with focus because this is like a city elf thing.
So would I just add two to the roll?
There's a yes, actually, yeah.
Because I don't have
normally
this.
there's yeah. These sheets are different to the other ones.
Yeah, 8 plus 6.
13, 14, 15.
15, yeah.
Okay. Yes, you you know that you would be looking for either. There's often an elder, who will exist, sort of like a makeshift clan leader, the way they do this to it. But there's normally someone who is in charge. You're not always going to necessarily see them, and you don't necessarily know which house is theirs, but they're going to be the most knowledgeable. Other than that, perhaps people who have businesses, which you can see a couple of them, and there appears to be 2 or 3 people who are. They're not like guards, they're just elves who know how to fight, and often they will sort of, by themselves, elect to sort of stand watch around this area in case any trouble happens so that they can help. So you can see a couple of those as well.
Okay. I'll go up to one of the makeshift guards.
Okay.
Hi.
Yeah. So you go. This is a kind of lanky for an elf. Still taller than shorter. Sorry, than the 2 humans. He's a younger looking elf and slightly messy hair, but he's standing with a sort of polearm beside him, like a little spear thing. Hello?
Hi. I give him my best charming smile.
Uh-huh.
I was wondering if you could point me to the house of the elder.
The elder. Yeah, I don't recognize. Are you new in the area? And he's gonna look at the 2 humans and the dwarf that you have with you.
Yes, I'm new to it. I'm sorry. My name's Bella. I had some important business with them. Ignore them. I had to take them along. I'm on a job, and they stuck me with 2 humans.
All right.
Yes.
Can I know what the business is? Just the elder's busy.
Of course. No, of course.
We don't often send strangers to them. You understand. Roll communication for me. If there's a focus you wish to use, you may.
Can I roll seduction? I'll put my hand on his chest. Oh yes, of course. I completely understand. I'm looking to speak to a someone's. Oh god, that was not good. Let me see. Fuck.
Add it all together.
2, 4, 6, 12. No, 9, 10, 11. That's going. That's average.
Okay, it's average. Yeah.
He's young and impressionable.
He gets a little flustered.
Yes, I'm trying to find a specific family. I just have to ask them some questions.
Well,
I heard they had a problem that I could probably help with, but I can't find the family.
Well, I'll point you in the right direction, but can I suggest that your friends maybe stay outside when you're talking to them? I don't know if they'd like that I send humans into their house.
Oh, of course. I will definitely have them stay outside. Yes.
All right.
Thank you so much. You're such a big help.
Come with me. Like blushes a little. Starts leading you around to like another area, and you can see there is a home that it's like a 3-story, but it appears to be its own building. And they kind of lead you up to the door, and he'll like stop, look at your human and dwarf friends, and then like point at the. It's in there.
Right. Thank you so much. And I'll pat his cheek. You have been such a big help. What's your name?
Candor.
Candor, thank you so much for helping me. I'll make sure to look for you if I need anything else, yes?
All right, yeah, I can help if I can.
Right, thank you.
He kind of gets a little bashful and then looks at the humans and remembers what he's doing, so he stands up a little straighter.
Yes, is it okay if I bring my dwarf friend in, or should she stay outside as well?
Well, Do you vouch for her?
Yes, I do.
Then
She's very helpful.
Does the elder ask if the elder has a fragrance that they like?
Does the elder have a fragrance that they like?
I don't know.
Oh, right.
Do people
Sorry.
have fragrances that they? I don't.
Oh, yes, I very much like vanilla and lavender. Just in
Vanilla
case you
very
need to
safe
know that.
fragrance, I'll go with that. Does that like go through my
Okay.
red sack?
Yeah. I don't know anything about fragrances, so
Oh,
she
Thank
can
I'm
go
gonna
in
give
with
out
that's
a
fine if
teeny
you go,
tiny
you get-
little this big free sample of vanilla hand lotion, and it has the little cat barber and lotion supplies, and I'm gonna hand it over to Candor. It's like it's on the house. There's a
what do I
little-
do with it?
It's to help with your when
It moisturizes your
it
hands.
moisturizes your hands.
Makes them soft.
Hands. Right. Oh, thank you. Thanks. Who put it in a pocket?
External use only.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. You can go in now.
Right.
Both of you. You two can stay here, and he'll point to the humans.
I'm gonna
yeah.
Arlen, could you watch this bag?
Sure.
I just don't want it to knock anything over in an elder's house.
No, I understand that.
Thank
Gotta
you.
respect our elders.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any questions you two want me to ask?
I think you've got pretty much everything covered so far. I can't think of anything else that would be worth asking at this point.
All right.
I'm sure you're smart enough to figure it out.
Right.
Oops, sorry. Forgot I wasn't supposed to be talking.
Excellent. Excellent work. Okay.
Right. Andre, stay here and keep an eye on Josette. And I'm gonna have Andrew sit in front of Johanna and just stare at her the entire time.
He does.
Good.
But he's like staring at you, but then does. Oh, sorry, she does.
Yeah.
She stares at you, and then she does that thing where she like the face kind of breaks into like a friendly, like the tongue
Yeah.
will loll out, and she'll just
Yeah.
kind of look
Good
at you in a
girl.
friendly way. Yeah.
And I'll give her like a piece of dry meat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll. Is it the house or is it a gate that leads into the house?
No, this is a home. Well, it's certainly a building. You, as a city elf, are aware that they might get something that feels like a proper like home for them. That is not necessarily just like what is effectively apartments in a way. And the different levels, multiple elves tend to live in the same buildings. But there's a door.
Okay. I'll knock on the door.
Okay. It takes a little while, and someone kind of comes over and answers and opens up the door, and you see a young-looking female elf. The usual big eyes that elves tend to have, with like slightly messy dark curls on her head that's quite short. She kind of opens up the door and she goes, "Oh, hello.
Hi. I'm looking for the elder.
Oh, yes. Sure. Can I ask what it's about?"
I'm just trying to look for a family here, and I figured the elder would know where I could find them.
All right. She'll kind of look, and she can see that Candor is like looking after some humans, and she just kind of, and then lets you in. Then you come.
Thank you. And I'll usher Robin in.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Right, so she'll close the door behind you and kind of lead you through to a back room, and you can see a woman. She's an older female elf that is sitting in a chair at the moment, looking over a book. But she'll put it down and kind of look up at you all as you enter. Myri, sorry, there's a couple people here to see you, looking for family, I think. She's like, "All right, child, off you go."
What did she say her name was? The elder's name?
Myri.
Myri. Okay.
I will give you guys spelling for that. But yes, she stands up, and for all that she is as short as you might expect elves to be, she stands up with a sort of like height to her and a pride in her shoulders as she stands up and approaches you. How might I help?
Hello, Elder Mighty. We are looking for Yanara's family.
I see. Why might you be looking for them?
We've been tasked with the job to find Yanara.
She'll narrow her eyes a little and give you a bit of a look over.
Well, it has been, yes, by the Shantry brothers. I would like to speak with you and her family. If we do find her, I have no intention of bringing her to the circle.
Right. She's gonna look at Robin. And then back at you. I can arrange for you to meet her mother.
If that would be possible.
There's
I just want
definitely
to-
this look on her face, on Robin's face. It's just like, we're not. Like-
She'll just pat Robin's head while she's looking at Myri. If that would be possible. If it's more comfortable for her to come over here, or if you want to be involved in such conversation.
I will send for her to come here. I do not need to be part of the conversation, but I would like to know what is being said.
Of course.
And she takes a minute and then goes off to find the young female elf that you saw earlier and sort of whispers a message to her, and she kind of vanishes off. Can I offer you a drink while you're here?
That would be lovely. Yes, thank you so much.
What would you like?
If we have some tea?
We do. Would you like some tea as well? Child of the Stone.
If it's not too much, yes.
All right.
I don't want to. I'm only here for moral support. I'm.
Some tea for her would be fine.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
She'll give Bella an understanding smile and then go off to make some tea for the pair of you. Eventually, she comes back with a tray that has a very nice teapot. Actually, considering where you are, this appears to be proper home crafts that are likely made here. So it's definitely got elven motifs on it. So it's not something that would fetch a high price amongst fancy nobles of any cities, but it's something that they draw a comfort and a cultural identity from anyway.
It's a
so
lovely
she'll-
set that you have.
Thank you. It was a gift.
Mhm.
So where are you both from, if I might ask?
Well, I'm from Antida.
Osmar.
Right. And you do not wish to return this child to the circle, you say?
I do not wish that, no. I think there are better ways to help a child learn how to control their magics, and I've heard the horror stories of the circle. And I hope to do the best to help my own. That is what I'm out here doing.
Well, what other ways do you suggest are good for teaching a young mage how to control themselves?
I'd have to ask around, but do you wish for Yanara to be taken to the circle?
We do not often have our wishes honored here.
I will do my best to honor your wishes, Elder.
We, of course, wish for the child to be safe. Sometimes it is not something we are capable of providing here. It does put a lot of people at risk, but it will be interesting to see how you play this out. And she gives you both a very discerning eye. She's got that kind of old lady vibes where you feel like she's staring into your soul.
If you think, Elder, that sending Yanara to the circle is the best course of action, then I will respect your wishes. But there might be other ways.
We shall see. There are many ways to skin a cat, as they say.
Yes. So, GM, would I know of
Yes.
any other way that that is available to help a young mage?
You could roll a cunning for me. Cunning, for those at home, is kind of like
Ooh.
intelligence and wisdom kind of rolled into one. It's like what you know, things that you know.
15.
Can I also go ahead and
Uh-huh.
roll a cunning as well? Because I am well traveled.
You are well traveled.
Oof.
15.
6.
Makes sense that you're sorry, yeah.
8.
It's harder for you to know. Obviously, this is not something dwarves have to worry about in this universe, as dwarves do not have magic. There are various reasons why you do not connect to the Fade in that way. That is why you were kind of in charge of digging up the magical resource of lyrium. So you're not sure. Some people will try just to kind of make it on their own and teach themselves. You might have encountered an apostate or two who seems to be relatively self-taught. It's difficult to do, but it's possible. You might also have a little bit of awareness that the Avar do it differently. Bella, you know that there have been times in cities, alienages you've been in, both your own and any you might have visited since, that occasionally, if a young elf is found to have magic, they would choose to send them to the Dalish. It's risky because Dalish clans generally don't keep too many mages per clan, as that invites risk into the clan. But magic is still highly regarded among Dalish elves, as back in the day, the elves who were in charge were magic users. So there's a possibility that that is an option. That
There are many options. It's possible that we could find a Dalish clan that would take her. She would still be amongst her own and not in the circle.
this is something we have discussed. And as she says that, the door opens. Those of you who are outside will have seen a woman. She is an elven woman. Quite pretty looking, actually. Blonde, blue eyes. She's maybe like starting to get to middle age, not fully there. Who is walking with a young female elf with dark curls, big eyes. Who's kind of leading this woman into the household. And they
Both
walk
elves?
past you. Huh?
Both of them elves?
Both elves, yes. And they walk past you. Do you do anything as they walk past and head in?
I mean, it's their land, it's their rules.
Mhm.
They weren't were they armed?
No, neither are armed.
Then I fear not.
And as they enter, I will just show it players. Not quite the fancy dress in the picture, but that's who you see. And this woman walks in and kind of glances around, looks to Elder Maori, and then looks to the two that are there with her. You called for me?
Hello, yes. I'll extend my hand. My name is Bella, and what's your name?
Nice to meet you, Bella. I'm Milna.
Minna.
Hmm. You can actually see Bella. She has, it's fairly faint, but she actually has Balasleen, which is tattoos that the Dalish give themselves to honor their gods. So there's a chance that either she's doing it to feel connected to the Dalish, or she might have been Dalish herself at one point.
Right. What did you say your name was?
Milna.
Milna. Milna, I wish I was here on better terms, but I have been tasked, among others, to look for your daughter, Renata. And
I see.
while I have been tasked to bring her so they can take her to the circle, I have no intention of doing that. I can see for the markings on your face, that's possibly you were Dalish?
I was.
I think it is possible that we could find a Dalish clan that could take her and teach her how to use her magic responsibly.
And this is truly what you wish.
Yes. I.
Roll communication for me.
Mhm. I don't have persuasion, but 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay.
I only wish to help my own, not to put them in more harm.
Are the humans that are outside yours?
Yes.
Bring them in. I would speak to all of you.
Right. I'll go outside and I'll open the door and I'll look to Candor and it's like, the humans need to come in.
Right. Okay. You'll sort of like straighten up his back and then kind of like point the two of you towards the door. In you go.
And as they come in, I'll be like, this is Arlen and this is Josette. Everyone, this is Milna, Yanara's mother, and the other, Mighty?
Mighty. The elder sort of like indicates towards seats for all of you. She remains standing for now.
I'll sit down.
So will I.
I've been
Well,
sitting. I've never.
She's just clutching the teacup.
Like the whole time, like this conversation, like Robin's like, "Oh no."
So once you're all seating, the elder will sit down, and so will Milna. So I would hear from all of you of your intentions about finding my daughter.
I should let you both know that I let her know that my intentions were to not bring her to the circle.
You what now?
Yes.
We've been hired to do the opposite.
I know.
How are we going to get paid?
If she has a necklace or some items, personal items, we ask her to give it to us. I'll scruff myself up a little, say there was a battle, she died. Fella was burnt. There was no body to recover, except a few items from her.
And what do we do with her?
We find a Dalish camp for her. Have you ever heard the horror stories that go on in the circle?
Can't say that I have.
Training is just another word for torture. And I will not willingly put one of my own in a circle.
What about a Dalish? Is it safe for her to go there?
Yes, the Dalish are us. They are... Depending on the clan, they could accept her and teach her the ways of using her magic.
And what if they don't? Then what?
We'll try to convince them, and if not, find another one.
And how long do we keep this going until we find one?
Yes, you don't have to accompany me. I'll give you her necklace, if you want, or whatever she has. You can cash in. There's no amount of gold that will make me turn one of my own into a circle.
No, I agree. And we're doing this together. I just need to know if we need to be ready for a long haul.
Possibly. But
We better
those are
stock up
my
on
intentions.
supplies before we go.
I do not speak for all of us, just for myself. And she looks to Josette. Not in like the usual way that she looks to you, like with like a smirk, but just to kind of see what her reaction is.
Milna, and it's up to you if you've noticed this, Josette, because you might be watching their conversation, but the mother has been watching you this whole time.
Awesome. Sounds like a solid plan.
Really?
Really?
Interesting.
How
I'll
do
look
you
to
feel
Milna.
about this? And she's looking at you, Josette.
Indifferent, as long as we get paid. We've got mouths to feed, so.
And what will you all do if you find my daughter and she is under the sway of a demon?
Do you have a preference on what we do?
I might.
And what is your preference?
I would know your intentions first.
If I'm not mistaken, the Avra, what you were talking earlier is that they are able to, once the person has been possessed, there's a way for us to expel.
Yeah. Yes. You can welcome in spirits, and before they turn into the more monstrous abominations, which is when the demon has taken control, the Avar can still have control, and the spirits, which are more positive leaning things, depending on who you speak to, they think demons and spirits are much the same. It's just intention and whether they've been sort of forced through to the material or not. But you have a way of performing a ritual that casts the spirit out of the body.
If the possession, I suppose, is the term you would use, is not too far gone, I may know of a way to. Well, I don't know of the way per se, but I know who knows. We might be able to expel the spirit.
So, is it my understanding then that you, as a group, do not feel that a mage should be put to the circle for training?
No.
Correct, yes.
And the other two? She's going to look at you both. Just to catch you up, by the way, Val, Mother is speaking, asking about your intentions, and has just asked the group your feelings about whether mages should be put to the circle for training. She wants to know your personal feelings on the matter.
Oh, my personal feelings. Robin is gonna like, oh, I've never been asked about my personal feelings about mages before. Well, and she'll sit up straight. I've seen different types of people in my travels, and I believe in judging a person by their individual merits.
See.
I believe that there are some mages that have a hard time and some that don't, and some people, I have met people who think that the circle, including mages, are fine. I don't know if they're brainwashed or not, and then I've met some who think that they're evil. I think that whatever is best for this young girl, I think, is what we shall do.
Alright.
But we won't know until we actually see the situation.
And lastly? And she looks at you, Josette.
I think my friends are right.
Okay. This takes a lot of trust to put the fate of my daughter in strangers' hands.
Of course.
Especially those who, and while I am not racist towards humans, there is racism towards my people, and we have our reasons for being untrusting of the likes of yourselves. But you do truly wish to help my daughter.
Yes.
I will get you guys to do, we're going to do like a collective roll, so it's kind of like a trying to achieve a certain number. Can everybody roll a communication roll? If you have something that you have a focus in that you'd like to throw into it, you can roll with focus.
Let's see. I have etiquette and bargaining.
I would say either or might tie in.
Yeah,
with
I
how
think
you're-
etiquette might.
Joe
help.
said.
Yeah.
I have
Oh.
persuasion.
Yeah. I have
know what the
deception and
fuck's up.
seduction. I am not trying to deceive her or seduce her.
You know what the fuck's up, and Gisette, you also stunned it as well. So, collectively though, those are high enough numbers that you've done well. We suspect that after she killed the Templars, and I can assure you she will have not done so with malicious intent. She is a shy, passive thing. But if she was running, her friend believes that she will have been heading for the Dalish already. I'm not aware of the clan that is passing there at the moment. I have been somewhat distant to the culture since I had to leave that lifestyle after my clan were attacked.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yes, it
Common.
happens surprisingly often.
Yeah.
But there are a clan nearby. Lydia may know more. You can speak with her. She has a stall out in the square. But she believes that she will have been heading there herself. So she may already be with them.
Well,
But
then we'll just
I
make
would
sure that
ask
she is. Of course.
that if you can find her, safe and well, you can do what you need to for squaring things up with the Chantry if you must, but we can find some reward. I cannot number it at the moment, for I do not know what we can scrape together, but I would be very grateful if you could bring word of her, ensure that she is safe. If she has not reached them yet, if you could bring them to her, or to them, even. I would, I'd appreciate it.
I do not speak for my group, but I personally do not need any reward from you.
It's very kind of you. Obviously, approaching a Dalish clan can be difficult, even for city elves sometimes, depending on the clan, as they do kill on sight sometimes. Not all. They're not all quite so exclusive, but it may be difficult to get to them, but when you do, and she'll pull, it's a bit of fabric that has been embroidered, and it has really beautiful designs on it. They kind of look quite Dalish inspired, actually. And she kind of hands it over to you, Bella. She said, if you show this to her, she will know that it is I who sent you there.
Okay.
And she can hopefully explain to them why you're there. This information I can give to you. There is not much more. You could perhaps speak to Lydia about where the clan might be specifically. She sometimes goes and trades with those who are roaming nearby.
All right. Then we shall go speak with her. I assure you that, at least for me, your trust is well placed, and thank you so much for placing it in me and us.
I hope that my trust is not misplaced, but if it means ensuring her safety, then I will do so. Thank you all for offering to help her. Not many non-elves would help us out in this situation, and it is appreciated. And as the elder here is aware of the conversation, and the woman, she's been sitting in the corner just like watching, observing, she nods slowly. You're all free to pass through our alienage if you wish. It will be made known that you are trusted amongst our people if this all goes well.
Of course. To you, Malin and Elder Mighty, I might be in Ferelden for a bit. So, should you need any other help after this, please do come look for me.
Thank you. It's very kind.
Of course.
There are many people here who need help, but not all of it is things that are achievable.
Anything this type of job.
Absolutely. And she's going to look up to the elder and kind of give her a little understanding nod, and she'll stand up. I can show you to Lydia if you wish.
That would be wonderful, thank you.
Yeah, I do not have
Thank
long. I have to get back to work, but
Of course, yes.
I can do that much.
Thank you, Elder Mighty.
She'll just nod her head. So Milna will stand up and sort of like usher you all towards the door. You're able to finish your tea off if you wish. The other two, the humans would have been offered some when you entered.
Robin does not give out free samples because this seems inappropriate.
There's a time and a place for a free sample.
She is very, she's like, this is not an appropriate time for free samples.
Yeah,
No, Robin,
that's
no.
it's a fair estimate, yeah.
But she
Josette.
Go ahead.
Josette will wait till the rest of her friends have left the room
Mhm.
and then turn back. And if there's a table or something, she'll put 20 gold on the table and say to the elder, I grew up with nothing. Put it to where it can be used best. And then she'll leave.
Okay. She kind of looks at it almost like a disbelief, like a gasp almost from the woman, and she'll watch you as you leave.
I'm gonna wave to Candor as we leave.
He's as you walk past you, and you're you're a discerning businesswoman. As you walk past you, he's put that hand cream on.
Does he look happy about it?
Yeah, he does. You know, when you work a hard life in an alienage, you get calloused hands. So he's very happy.
I give him a slight little
Thank
wink and a
you.
thumbs up.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for your help, Candor. And I give him this charming smile.
Anytime. Yep. Mhm.
I'll see you around. Maybe we'll see each other later.
And he kind of just stands where he is as Milna kind of leads you away from this area and back around to the sort of square area where the large tree is.
She kind of like talks to her group. She's like, he's way too young for me. I'm just having fun.
He's not too young for me though.
Well then, shoot
By
your
all
shot.
means.
Oh, wait, did I say that out loud? Sorry.
Yes. He's a very handsome lad. You know, you could always try.
No.
I mean, he seems to really like your hand cream.
Well, yes. Perhaps he will seek out purchasing at some point.
Exactly. Maybe you can give him a demonstration of how to properly apply it on his hands and other parts.
Oh, I don't. It is not made for
External
that
use
fella.
only.
I never said that. It could be used for your arms, for your. I know elbows get a little bit rough sometimes.
Bella, don't. You
The
can't.
knees?
You can't fool me. I know exactly what you meant, Bella.
I am just talking about.
There has been
outskirts.
entendres our entire trip to this town.
Are you blushing, little bird?
Yes.
Remind me before we leave town to grab a change of clothes for our quarry. We now
Yes.
know in what state we're gonna find her, and
Mhm.
if let's say they were able to identify, oh, it's the one wearing something.
Mhm.
Maybe if we change clothes, change the hair,
That is true.
it's a
You're very
different
quick
way of
thinking.
hiding.
From what I understand, she is a blonde, so changing her hair
Yes.
color will not be difficult for me.
Yes.
That's your area of know-how. I was thinking about cutting her hair to, well, make it
Like-
just disappear.
Oh well. We would not want to traumatize the girl anymore. Yes.
Why would you do that to someone? Just
It's
take
either
their,
this or
their,
death.
their hair away? What? Like
We're not
just
going. We're not going to shave her heads. No. Poor
Okay.
thing's been through enough already.
Traumatized. Would you want your hair just removed from your body?
You come anywhere close to my hair.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes. Yes, I know.
The Avar is learning
Regardless,
empathy.
close.
I like it.
Yes.
Remind me.
Maybe we
to
can
close.
get you to learn some Josettes.
I'm sorry, what?
Because Robin
I
was
hope
like
that
the
was in
Avar.
character. I really hope that was in character.
Was that in character?
No. I get
Robin was like, "Oh, the Avar is learning empathy," and I was like, well, "Maybe we can get you to learn some Josettes."
I think it can remain in character too.
Yeah.
Maybe she can teach you how to bathe properly.
Oh, I know how to bathe properly, dear. If you just wanted to see me naked, you could have just let me know.
Oh my goodness, I've been traveling with all of you. Not long enough for all this.
Anyway.
As you've been having this discussion, Milna has been leading you through the town.
Mhm.
And you get to a small shop stall, and it's not like it's got one identifiable thing that it sells. It's sort of like odds and ends, various things. There's fabrics, there's like more practical goods, there's perhaps food items. It's just a bit of a random assortment as you approach. And you can see a younger elf. She is redhead, like you, Bella. And she's kind of got that sort of like quite an energetic feel to her as you approach her. She's kind of like speaking with a couple customers just as they leave, and she's laughing and giggling with them. I just pinged a picture through to you guys if you can see her. So she's kind of got like a short, choppy bob almost.
Is it
And
in
as
the
in
roll
roll 20, yeah,
I don't see it.
I did show.
Oh,
it
there we go. I got it.
Yeah.
It's just slow.
Okay. So yeah, she sees you all approach, but mostly looks at Milna as she's approaching and gives her a bit of a wave. Hello.
Hi.
And Milna kind of leans in and she's like, these people are going to be helping out Yanara. I was wondering if you could perhaps share with them information that you shared with me and anything else that you can remember about it. And Lydia gives her a very understanding nod because she seems to know these people quite well. So she'll nod and kind of they sort of like take hands for a minute and just share in the trepidation that they've got and the sadness over the situation that's happening. And Milna kind of gives you all a bit of a nod. I have to get back. I can't be late, I'm afraid,
Of
but
course.
I look forward to hearing from you.
Of course.
Right.
Thank you.
And she turns around and sort of like hurries off up out of the lineage. And you're left with Lydia, who's just kind of looking at you all expectantly.
Hi.
Hi.
We were told by Milna that it's possible that Lydia, Yanara, might be on her way to nearby Dalish clan already.
Oh, yes, she certainly might be. That's my suspicion, anyway.
And you were told that you would possibly know where this clan might be, that you might do trade with them.
Yes, I trade with a few. There's one that she might have gone to because we spoke about them quite recently. They had been traveling from Orlais and then across the coastlands, and they said they were heading down to the Brazilian forest. So she might have gone to them because she knew where they were, and also they're quite friendly and they spoke to me, and I'm a city elf, so they seemed quite accepting.
So you think the Brazilian forest?
Yes.
Oh,
Only
right.
slightly dangerous.
Yes.
We're obviously nervous for her because that's quite a trek, and she's scared, and scared young untrained mages are a worry.
Yes, of course, dear. Don't you worry, we'll do our best to find her and take care of her, okay?
Okay.
Is there a message you would like us to bring her?
Just that I hope that she's safe. We were we're friends, and you can tell that she's maybe of about age. She's got that kind of like late teens, maybe just starting her 20s kind of vibes to her. Um, and that we're all worried about her. Um, and tell her to keep trying. I know a bit about Dalish elves, I guess, and sometimes a clan might not have enough room for mages, but others do. So maybe if she's not being accepted by them, you could help her find another
We
clan.
will.
I don't know.
We'll make sure she's accepted into a clan. I assure you.
Okay.
She'll kind of
Well.
put a hand on her shoulder, give her a little understanding squeeze. She has like a really nice, really rare, sweet smile on her face.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, dear. We'll help her.
Thank you.
Of course.
I hope so. I just hope she's safe and that she's got there, that she's not died, or turned into a monster.
Maybe keep those thoughts out of your heads. It's best to hope for the best, yes?
Sure. I tend to have a lot of thoughts in my head though, so it's not
Yes.
always easy to stop some of them.
I know, dear. Maybe a good drink might help here and there.
Good drink. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. I suppose.
Thank you for your information.
You're welcome. Can I get you anything while you're all here? She's gonna kind of look around and she kind of goes into like young businesswoman
yeah.
mode.
Of course.
I know this
What
mode.
does what does she sell?
You kind of see there's like an assortment of things. So there's like a couple clothing items. There's a few things that appear to be food. There's like a jar of what looks like pickled vegetables.
Yeah.
There's a couple tools that maybe people use for like crafting. It's like an assortment of lots of things rather than having a clear selling thing. And you've encountered sellers like this before in an Alish where it's maybe more of a trading situation than necessarily just money all the time. Not that they don't take money, they do, but sometimes people don't have money, they just have stuff that they
bartering.
Can trade. Yeah.
Maybe here we could get a new set of clothes for Yonara when we find her.
I was thinking the same thing.
Maybe just a new set of clothes that you think might fit her.
Oh,
sure, she'd appreciate
that's a great idea, actually. Yeah. Let me see. And she kind of starts having a rummage, and she pulls out a few random assortment of things. There's like a tunic dress, and then a sort of like loose flowing pair of trousers in a way, and a belt. And she kind of pulls out things, and then there's like a scarf that you can wear around your neck or up over your head. She kind of pulls things together, and then starts folding them, and she wraps them into a little bundle. And you see her like scribbling a little note and sticking it into the bundle. And then she kind of hands it over to you guys. No cost. This, if you could bring this to her, this is like a gift from me to her.
All right.
It's a nice idea.
Well, here is for your help, and I know it's not much, but I hope it helps. And I'll give her 5 silver.
Okay.
Just for your help.
Yeah, and that's
sure
quite a lot to say of, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That's
You're
very
welcome.
kind. Maybe I'll get some of those drinks you were talking about with this.
Yes, maybe some of those. Get you a nice company, some other friends to help you through it. Yes.
Sure. Yeah, there's a few of us. We're all worried. So.
Yes.
Are there any good spot to drink in the lineage?
Oh, we don't really have like a tavern necessarily, but there's the downstairs over there, and she'll point to a building that's sort of like the lower level. And people tend to congregate there. We've got like tables and chairs in there, and there's drinks, but it's you could drink there if you want. Yeah.
Maybe we'll see you there when we come back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be great. That would be great fun, actually. Yeah. Okay.
All right. What time of day is it?
You're maybe clocking in an hour or two, so you're sort of like late afternoon, maybe starting to get pre-evening sort of time.
Would I know how? Let me look at how long it would be from the town to the Brazilian forest.
Probably a couple days.
That's not too bad. I suggest the quicker we go, the sooner we'll find her.
Mm-hmm.
She might be
I'm
there
just gonna-
already, because it only takes a few days to get there, but I don't want to miss the, the clan, should they move on.
Yes.
So we're going
right.
from here, like, all the way here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As we look
I'll
at the
just
map
collect
that no
my
one else
horse.
can see.
Yeah. And
Sorry.
World maps. Yeah.
World maps. Yeah. So they're heading a few days travel along a coastline, effectively going southeast. Now, like I saw them maybe a week ago, and they don't always like they stop occasionally. So you might find them on the way there. I don't really know. You might not have to go all the way.
We'll keep an eye out, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Lydia. You've been a
You're
great
welcome.
help.
Yeah, you guys are really nice.
Thank you. Well, we'll see you when we get back, okay? We'll bring word from her.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye. Gives you a little
She's
pleasant
adorable.
wave.
I love her.
She sounds nice.
Yes. Too young for you. And I'll call Andrea with me, and I'll lead us out. And as we're out, I'll look to Josette. You're surprising. Yes,
About what?
your opinions and your easy agreement to the situation.
As long as we get paid at the end, it doesn't really matter how we go about it.
Speaking of such, Bella, maybe
Yes?
next time you reveal that you wanted to not take her to the chantry, which was the impression that I was getting, with appropriate pay for danger, perhaps you should have told the rest of us that before.
Well, why did you think I was asking? Oh, why, if she's dead, what do we could bring
I
back
thought
something
you
of
honestly
hers?
were asking it genuinely that maybe she would have been dead. You are my friend and I trust you. However, that I have a mortgage to pay off, and so
Little bird, I will make sure you get your pay.
please. What I am saying is that this lying to the chantry and trying to deceive them and such a powerful group could. I need hazard pay.
I know, and I truly apologize for the miscommunication.
I'm gonna look at the other two. Be like, okay.
You will get pay, I promise you that.
In advance.
We could ask for half up front.
No. The other half is hazard pay is from you, is what I'm saying.
How much do you want from me, little bird?
Or
Or are you thinking of some other type of payment?
You know,
And I'll
you
smile
need
at
to,
her.
Nope, you need, and she is serious right now because money is serious business, and she is a business
Yeah,
lady.
look away.
This is her business
Oh.
jacket.
Oh, little bird.
She's. Please do not degrade me in such a way. I am being quite serious here.
You're right, Robin. I'm so
I want
sorry.
at the least the equivalent to what.
Oh, I don't have 4 gold on me.
Well, I'm gonna take your share then.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Then I'm not going to do this.
So, you rather sell a poor teenage girl to torture than get paid and not do that and still get paid?
I would rather not cross the chantry. I have
We
people
wouldn't
to
be
worry
crossing
and to
them.
care about. If
We
they
must
were
not
to
be
find
crossing
out.
them. How would they find out? Please tell me.
I don't know. There are people that are that they can talk. Like there could have been someone in the alienage that overheard you. You know how sneaky some people are.
Darling, I can assure you, No one in the alienage is going to the chantry.
Gonna look and see if maybe there's a little bit of backup from the others on this. Just exchange looks.
Think of it this way. Instead of getting payment in advance from us, we could just make you our go-to skin and hair care expert.
Hold on a second. I wasn't already?
No.
Who are you going to then?
Don't look at me. I don't provide that kind of service.
Listen, Robin, businesswoman to businesswoman. I will not be giving you my part of the payment, but I will assure that you get yours. And, well, I can give you a little bit of silver extra if you'd like. But I will not be giving you my share of the payments. No, if you don't want to be part of this job, feel free to leave. But I will not be turning in an elven woman to the circle to be tortured, because that's something she can control.
And I spend a lot of hair and skincare and take my money elsewhere.
She does spend a lot of money on hair and skincare.
Mm-hmm.
I can buy from you more, should you wish.
This is exactly what Robin's doing right now.
Existential crisis. Mode.
Existential crisis right here. It's like,
Long-term guaranteed income
Yes.
or immediate payment.
Also,
okay.
maybe I don't give you silver, but it's possible that we could work something out with the sellers here in the Elinish for your products.
And we were just in a shop that seems to be selling everything,
Mm-hmm.
but I did not see skincare products.
Or hair care products.
Of course. Alright.
Doing them a favor might allow
I've
you to
already
have a
said
favor.
alright, Arlen.
Oh, I knew you'd turn around, little bird.
Stop.
No. No, pinch your chick, it's fine.
And I'm going to
You're a very good friend.
lean down so I can talk a little bit closer to
No.
Don't lean down.
No.
Don't do that. But that's like, don't do
Don't
that.
do that.
you. What? I wanted to make sure nobody else could hear. I don't want to. If I stand tall and speak, I'm pretty sure that
Then
guy
you
over
wait
there
till we're all
can hear
sat
me
down
exactly.
somewhere.
As you say that, an elf sort of like looks up and looks over at you.
Don't point. Don't point.
See?
Arlen, stop pointing. It's rude. Especially right here. You're human, they're elves.
I'm gonna wave. Sorry.
No.
We have
Like
plans.
there's like a
and
moment like when you were about to go down and you were stopped, like you saw Robin like
And bitch about to do what?
it's like is this man about to stoop down to me? Like no, sorry, my southern came out in that one. But the internal monologue is just sassy southern ladies. Just
Why don't we sit down somewhere real quick?
excellent idea.
Mm-hmm.
we're also against the clock.
Right.
Well, if a clock exists.
Well, this I think they do.
Sundials.
Sundials. Is it something that we couldn't hear? She points to Josette's and her.
Oh no! It's so anyone around us. knows
Well,
what's
let's
supposed to-
walk and talk later when we're outside. So we do have to make sure we have enough supplies
Mhm.
and get some. Would I already have a horse?
No.
And get some horses.
I'll collect my horse.
Yes, you have your horse.
Mhm.
Joseph
Ah,
has
we're
one.
expected to ride.
Technically, I could ride Andrew. If you've ever seen that, it's very fun. They're really big.
Oh. I'm not very good at horseback riding.
You could always ride with me.
Okay. let's. Horses don't like me.
You'll be fine, little bird.
Horses don't like me.
My horse doesn't like anyone, so he might like you.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, he does seem to not like you particularly, Joseph. Just pointing that out. I didn't want to say anything, and well, it's not because I didn't want to be rude to you. I just thought it was hilarious.
Oh no, he doesn't like anyone.
Mm-hmm.
He was just the easiest one to grab because, well, he didn't belong to anyone.
Did you steal that?
Did you see your horse?
Spontaneously rehomed is probably a better word for it.
Ah.
Of course. Just like I
When I ask,
spontaneously
it's when you
rehomed
steal.
Andrew.
So when I say stuff like that, I'm rude.
Yes.
Yes.
You see, my friend Arlen, we were. It was a throwback, I believe it is called, to the previous conversation in order for levity and humor, because I'm a little tense.
A what?
She's a little tense.
Little tense.
Little tense.
Little tense.
Not a big tense, but a little tense.
I know
Anyway.
not to say anything at this point. Let us just get out of here.
I'm assuming we're walking and talking on their way to get horses.
Not only are
Sure.
you traveling with like 3 people whose culture is pretty alien to you, you're also traveling with 3 women. So like
You're gonna
It's
get
gonna
beat up on.
many layers going on
Yeah,
right
there's
now.
many layers of this.
It's gonna be a great learning experience.
Yes.
And they're all fairly little as well. So.
You're a rather large man.
With none of us
I'm
are
the biggest
complaining
target.
about.
It's okay.
None of us are complaining. You can reach stuff most of us can't, you know? Anyway, shall we go get our horses? Yes?
So you're able to make your way more towards the southern gate, where the exit is where the stables reside. Just it's easy to show you there because that's where her horse is currently being kept. There's an assortment there. You can see quite a few. There's a couple people who are working with the actual horses themselves, and then there is someone who is very clearly the owner of said stables.
Hello.
All right.
Hi, we're looking to get 3 horses.
I don't see my own.
Sorry, 2 horses.
Yes.
2 horses. All right. Are we talking riding horses or draft horses?
Right.
Or a mule?
Riding horses.
That's a 120 silver pieces, please.
For 2 horses?
For 1.
Oh, shit.
If it's riding horses you're wanting.
How much is a draft horse?
They're 50 silver.
Mm.
You could always take a mule for 20.
Which one's faster, the draft horse or the mule?
Yes, get yourself a mule.
Just that I will shove you into a pile of manure.
The draft horse will probably be faster.
How much lower than a riding horse is it?
It depends on the animal, how well you're handling them. I'm not really sure. A fair bit.
Is there no way you could get us a riding horse for the price of a draft horse? It's one rather important. Just touch his chest. Seduce him. It's like, I know, probably people tell you this all the time, important, but we're just hoping to help someone out who's in danger, some family member, and I just want to get there before they died. It seems that they're not doing well. But it's fine.
Okay. Roll your communication. Uh-huh.
I could do deception. I don't have to seduce. It's just
Either
fun.
way, yeah. You'd be getting the same number either way, so you can choose
Yeah.
which one you're using.
I'll use deception.
Okay.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
I mean, I could cut you a deal on one of the riding horses. It won't help you with the others, but
Just how much could you do for me?
oh, maybe 90 silver.
90 silver.
We've got one who's a little less well trained than the others, but still a riding horse.
Yes. Well, it seems I don't really even have that much. It's okay.
Well,
I'll
if it's
take a
very
draft horse. Yes.
Important business, then maybe, whoever it is that's doing your important business could help you out. But I can give you draft horses, 50 silver for them. They're good horses. They'll get you there.
I'll take a draft horse. Thank you. I'll take a big, beautiful. I personally love draft
Yeah.
horses. Big, beautiful draft horse that I probably need to hop on because I'm short.
Yep. You're able to do so, maybe for 50 silver.
Yes. I now have 1 silver and 30 copper. So hey guys, we need to get paid.
What about yourselves?
Well, I have my own horse.
Oh yeah.
Dick, he's being housed here.
Yeah, he's been a bit of an asshole, not gonna lie. He's aptly named, but he's through the back.
Thank you.
Mhm.
She'll go collect her horse, wrangle his ass out there.
He's like managed to lean his head over, and like one of the stable hands has like put his jacket down somewhere, and it is slowly eating its way through the sleeve of the jacket.
Of course you would.
Of course he does. He's a dick.
Mm-hmm.
I want a big, beautiful, like black draft horse with like fluffy white hooves.
Yeah, you can get that. There's a
I
few of
want
them. So
you
you're
a beauty.
you're able
Yeah.
to pick your way through the ones that are there and available. So yes,
Yeah.
you're able
I like
to get
start
one.
petting the one I want. Oh, aren't you a beauty? Oh, dear.
I'll be honest on my side. I have no idea how much coin I have because I think I forgot to do that.
Ah, well, your coin is 50 plus 3d6 to start with. So if you want to roll 3d6 and add that to 50, that's how much you're starting with.
How much are rations in this game?
Rations are fairly cheap. They're 2 silver pieces, and that covers a week.
I only have 1 silver piece.
60.
Ella,
that's
do you
how
need
much,
some
so-
money?
Are you going to give me money?
We could work something out.
Oh dear. I'm sure we could.
How much
How
do you
much,
need?
Well, a lot, but I just need to make sure I have food for the ride. So I have 1 silver left. So if you could give me 2, so I could at least keep my silver.
Here you go. I'll collect my payment later. And she'll hand her 1 gold.
Oh. All right. Will Bella sleep with a human for 1 gold? Maybe.
Steady income, I see.
So, how much is a mule?
I don't know if a mule's gonna carry you, pal, but 20 silver. And
It
then the
can at
draft
least
horse,
carry my
50.
stuff.
It could.
I'm gonna use the mule to carry the stuff. Like it's gonna be a pack mule. I'm gonna walk.
Out of there.
Is it
You've
a
got
couple
long
days walking, like with horses, like just not riding hard, but like just like traveling with horses?
Traveling with horses might shave it down a little, but yeah, you're looking at about 2 days. A lot of your travel is actually going to be on the main road if you stick to the main road.
Yeah.
In which case, that does keep it to the 2 days. So you might get there a day and a half with your horses.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. I'm keeping this draft horse for the entire game. Just letting
Sure.
y'all know.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have a giant draft horse and a giant dog. I'm still happy.
Mm-hmm.
Calm down, Doolittle.
Listen, I love animals. They're so much better than people.
So you were
What?
sold a mule. He's a fine-looking beast, as mules go. And what about yourself? And he's gonna look to you, Robin.
I'm just going to hitch a ride. I don't think my entire team needs a horse.
No, she'll ride with me.
On
Alright. Yeah, it's a fine beast that you've picked. It will manage to carry the two of you, I'm sure.
Thank you so much. What was your name? Oh, sorry. Yes, Robin, sorry.
I'm just wondering if it's a draft horse. Has it ever had anyone on its back?
Yeah. Occasionally. They've been trained.
It is broken.
Yes, it's been broken in. Yeah, we don't sell unbroken beasts, but they're more accustomed to pulling things, even just a wagon, but...
Okay.
Do they come with Yes. Do they come with riding equipment?
I'll say yes.
Okay, thank God.
You can get a wagon as well, especially if this one's flashing gold.
I don't think a wagon will be necessary, right? It'll just slow us down. Do you want a wagon, Robin?
No, it's fine. I think the mule does a fine job carrying things. I'm sorry that.
I mean, you could also ride the mule if you'd like, if you don't want to ride the horse.
No, I prefer to not ride an animal on my own. As I have said before, I am not good with them.
All right. Then off we go.
Okay, so you've acquired your mounts. If you have further business to do around the town, you can leave the mounts here until you're ready to go.
I'm just gonna get a week's ration. That's it.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'll just shave that off.
Yeah, that's fine. So any of you who want to just pop in, there'll be like effectively a grocer's that you could pop into if you need to. It is 2 silver for a week's rations.
And 30 copper is 1 silver, correct? 10 copper is 1 silver.
No, it's 100.
100, okay. So.
Yeah. 100 copper to a silver, 100 silver to a gold.
Okay. 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 There we go. Sorry, this is not D&D.
Okay.
You're muted.
You're able to.
No. You're still muted. There you go.
I'm sorry, I have D&D brain.
Yeah.
She was giving you silver, not gold.
Did you give them 20 silver and not 20 gold? Okay.
That makes more sense now.
Okay.
All of that gold come from, but okay.
So, and you gave me 1 silver, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
How much
Okay.
did you need?
I just needed the 2 silver.
2 silver, okay.
Yeah. Okay, then I would have gotten 2 silver from her. Yeah. Like I was like, damn, she's
I was
fucking ballin'.
I was playing D&D before this. I have D&D brain on still.
Yeah.
It's
I was
fine.
like, how the fuck did she get 20 gold? Why is she even here with us?
Why is she doing this job?
It's like, what the fuck did Drew roll to get so much money? I thought you were like a runaway.
She's totally
Hilarious.
but
yes, you're able to get your rations. You're able to get your mounts and get ready to go. You guys would be heading south first to get to the North Road, unless there is a different route you would wish to take. When you get to the main roads, it is generally safer, it's easier for your mounts, and it just generally speeds up the journey a little bit, if that is what you wish to do.
We could stick to the main roads, but it's also possible they said that the Dalish clan is just also traveling there, so we might be able to meet them on the way. Should we go off road?
Perhaps we should look for signs of where there might have been the clan before leaving the road. I'm just saying that just wandering into the wilderness is not exactly intelligent.
Would I know, because I spent time with the Dalish elf hunter, especially how to track a clan? Not for like hunting, but like if I knew like how they like traveled.
Yeah, they do not travel main roads. They tend to they build their wagons. They're called aravels. They are called like land ships, The way that the wheels are designed, they're pulled by deer that are native more to Orlais, and they do exist wild, but they travel as a herd with the Dalish
Hala?
clan, and they have Hala. They have like multiple layered curved horns, and they're pure white. So you'll have been told stories about them before. You may or may not have seen one. But they're pulled in such a way that it's easy for them to get over rough terrain, and they have roots. They tend to have a route that they will actually migrate along, so they tend to like go back and forth between set places rather than just exploring everywhere. So you'd be looking for routes that seem to allow for travel like that. You could track, so use the tracking skill, which is in perception, to look for evidence of the actual Aravels passing through an area.
I have searching, but I don't have tracking. Would that still apply?
You could roll searching if you were out and about, but doing things like tracking would make sense, and certainly your Dalish hunter friend would have done things like that. You might see evidence as you travel of areas, particularly where there's elven ruins, but not, necessarily. That a clan might have stopped and rested there. They will sometimes be there for a couple of weeks. It depends how long. They don't tend to stay too long because they can get, at the nicest way, chased away. Worst way could be attacked. So they don't tend to linger anywhere for too long, but it could be a week or so.
Okay.
So you could, as you were traveling, especially as you head south, through the coastlands to get to the North Road, not necessarily be on the well-traveled paths for that stretch of your journey, just to see if you can have evidence of the clan that passed.
So yes, we could do that, or hope to meet them in the Brazilian forest. But it's up to the group to decide.
Perhaps we should look for signs of Hala. I think that would, if we see signs of Hala, maybe
Yes.
we should.
I also don't think Yanada would be traveling on the main roads.
They could have
Right, in
crossed
this
it.
condition.
What'd you say, Robin?
They could have crossed it. Not necessarily traveled, but they could have crossed the road.
Yes, it's possible. So let's look for signs of Hala and see if they cross the road. And if not, go off road. I'm sure the big boy here could take and just like pet her horse from the back. Oh, so
I'm back here. Please be careful. don't pet me.
He's doing that like head flip thing horses do. Yeah.
I would make sure to go and feed for the horse as well.
Okay.
If they come with it, I don't know.
They can do.
That'd be great
feed
if they
per
came
day.
with
It's
it.
5 copper per day for the horses. So.
That's a lot of copper. They don't come with feet already.
Not the feet, no.
Okay.
Is there grass for them to graze on?
Saddles. Yeah.
Okay, then we'll just.
You just put your horse somewhere grassy, it'll graze.
Okay. Good.
Pupper.
Robin, are you in front of Bella or behind Bella?
Definitely behind Bella. Like I'm on the
Okay.
horse's butt.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
I am on that horse's booty.
Okay.
But yeah. I don't. I believe that I don't really have much of a say in how we get to the Dalish or the girl, as I cannot navigate this beast. So, I will follow your lead, friend, as it seems all I can do.
You'll be fine. I could teach you how to ride a horse.
I have been many attempts to teach me how to ride horses, particularly. But it's not, and I just kind of like awkwardly shift on the horse. What does the horse do, Emma? Like as I'm just like on this horse and I'm like
not much.
Okay.
If you shift, I would say it's trained beast. It's got someone who probably knows what they're doing at the reins.
I as stiff as possible on this animal.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
You would feel hesitant about moving around too much. But right now, he seems pretty settled.
I also forgot I had a dog, but my dog does have tracking. So could I have my dog help us track?
Yep. Provided you instruct said dog about what you're
I will
wanting her
instruct.
to track.
Andrin, let's track some hala. Yes.
The dog just does the head tilt. Huh? She does not know what the hala is.
I have hala urine. Maybe we should.
if you have
If I'm allowed, like I have like various ingredients. Like,
I would say roll a straight 3d6 and we'll see what the number comes out. How
okay,
lucky you're
I'm
feeling.
down.
I hope you don't put that in my hair products.
Oh,
I
no,
hope
it's
you
in, It's in
do.
the lotion, actually.
Oh, shut up. Oh.
For like hair dye. That's not a bad roll. Yeah, you've got a bit left.
I'm going to take out the small a vial, and it's like, here, you could give your dog this.
Oh, I don't even want to know what to use that for.
Or how you got it.
That's how you got it.
From, well, I met a hala. And
Okay.
They don't like me.
Andrin, here. And I'll have, like, lean down to have Andrew smell it. It's like, track that, yes?
Just do that, like, snuffly thing where we've all encountered animals who maybe are, like, hesitant or don't necessarily like a smell, but they're, like, driven to sniff it and maybe sniff it. I'm not sure how I feel. Cats sometimes do that thing where their mouths are just, like, slightly open that because they've smelt something strong.
Yeah.
But she takes the scent, I'll say. Roll, I guess it's communication, isn't it, where the animal handling comes under.
Yes. For me.
Mhm.
Why don't I have animal handling? I don't know. Oh! Got 666 for Satan.
666 for Satan, I like
Plus
it.
3.
Yeah.
So I got 6 done points.
Yes.
I don't know what to use them for.
Well trained. I mean, you can look at the exploration stunts if there's something specific, but otherwise we'll just flavor it ourselves.
Yeah. Can I use that for, like, for Andrew?
Mhm.
Okay. So
It's a roll for you to. It's basically rolling for the connection between the two of you, making sure she understands what it is you're actually asking her to do. So it's it's rolling for the pair of you, if that makes sense.
Okay. So I'll just roll her tracking. Where is her? Here's my baby.
So say she can roll this effectively, like with a focus, so you could add your 2 because she's
Well, she has focus and tracking.
Oh yeah, okay.
So it's
a good roll.
5. Yeah.
So,
10, 12, 14, 16. Yeah.
So she's good at this, knows what she's doing. She sniffs and seems to be. It takes her a little while, and she's moving around a couple places, and eventually she seems to like settle on something, and she'll bark, 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 look back at you, look forward, look back at you, like.
We're going. Yes. No problem.
Okay. So
She's such a good girl.
Yeah, and her kind of breed. I mean, they're sort of like mastiffs, I guess. She is good at tracking without necessarily going too far, because she's aware that she's tracking on behalf of you rather than just her trying to find something. So she is clearly leading you guys on a trail. You make your way mostly south. It took you a little while to like get there for her to find it, but she seems to be leading you along parallel to the north road on the coastline side, if that makes sense. You're still north of the path, the main road, and she finds a trail and she starts following it quite incessantly, but stopping occasionally just to make sure that you are keeping up. So she's going to be leading you guys effectively on the Hala trail.
We should have gotten something from Yanara for her to smell. For next time.
Yeah. Hindsight, you know.
Hindsight. I forgot I had the dog.
After a little while, she's eventually going to tire slightly.
Mhm.
You guys will travel for a fair amount of hours along the path. Eventually, you're going to get to a point where you are, those of you, especially for Robin, actually, having traveled for Eldon and having navigation, you'd be aware that you're likely in this amount of time looking at a watch that doesn't exist. Maybe around about Amaranthine, parallel with Amaranthine. So you guys kind of stop on the road there, and it is starting to get dark. So you're reckoning that maybe this is the point at which you're going to have to stop, and then just hope that there's no rains or anything that might wash away the Hala scent to continue. But
Did it look like it's wanted
you get
to
your
rain?
pretty much a day's worth of traveling.
Oh, I was muted. Did it look like it wanted to rain? Like, does it smell like ozone or?
I'd say roll cunning.
How are my joints feeling right now?
How are my joints feeling?
Is my hip hurting?
Am I creaky?
Is my fibromyalgia flaring up? Like,
if you don't have a focus
evaluation?
that seems evaluation
No.
is technically more objects.
Yeah.
I would say this could come under either, and it is your choice of how your character wants to lean on this, perception, because it is about that observational what might lead to it, but or a cunning for just understanding how weather actually works. What do I look for to tell if it's going to rain?
I get a +3 in all, and just for flavor's sake, I will go with perception.
Okay.
So I have a hearing, but I don't think that's gonna really matter this much. It'd be more of sight
What does
and
the wind
hearing.
tell me?
What does the wind tell me?
With a 13, it's been that sort of lazy overcast. Hasn't really changed. Nothing drastic looks to be on the horizon. You reckon you might wake up with a sort of dewy, perhaps a slightly foggy morning, maybe. But at the moment, it doesn't look like there would be rain, from what you can tell.
Okay. Well,
So we camp?
this does sound like it would be a good. Is this a good clearing? Just out in the forest? Are we sleeping in trees underground? What's the plan? It's been a while since I've camped.
I'll be sleeping in a tent.
Me too. I have my own tent.
Okay.
Oh, yes, of course.
Can I, because of my nose ring of magical sense, because I have that, would I have been able to keep out for any magical R's? Like, I'm assuming a maid would have a magical R.
Yeah.
No?
You know.
Spells?
Nobody here. There's nothing you can necessarily tell. And again, for reference to those who are watching who may not know the Dragon Age universe, it's a fairly surprisingly low magic kind of campaign in terms of like magic items or objects or buildings or stuff like that. It's less magical than I suppose Dungeons and Dragons. But I gave the group they got to roll on a table and get random little items, treats, and Satan got a nose ring of magical sense.
I love me some nose rings.
Yeah. So yeah, you can't sense any magic right now.
Okay.
But it's up to you guys if you want to go off-road or if you would like to stick a little closer to the road or find somewhere sheltered. How do you want to approach your camping tonight?
I'd like to see if I can spot anybody else on the road or literally camping by the side of the road.
Sure. Perception for me. And then if anyone would like to look for campsites, that would also be perception. With that roll, you
searching?
Searching works. As you get a little closer to what is the main road now, you've started to like curve in a bit. You reckon the paths might cross at some point. There is heavy evidence that people have been traveling in this area. As you're getting later, you do see one group that appear to be trying to push on up the road past you, perhaps going towards Amaranthine, which is further north than where you are. But not many people camping at the side of the road here right now. You reckon that because there is a fairly major city relatively nearby. If people were in this area and looking to bed down for the night, they might have gone to the city. But with the rolls from your party members, you're able to find a clearing. It's something that you passed maybe a little earlier that you recall that you saw, so you can travel back ever so slightly. It's a nice clearing among trees, so you've got some cover. It's far enough away from the road that you're not going to risk any like nighttime traffic, but not so far away from the road that you're in total wilderness. So.
Is there like a little lake or something near it that we could see?
What? Sorry.
Is there like a little lake or something near it? Or like
A lake?
pond?
Not really. There
Okay.
was the river. That you could try and get to if you want to camp near the river.
I mean, we could all use like some cleaning. We could see if we could get any fish.
We have our rations, and
Yes,
I would suspect that camping close to water also means camping close to things that also want the water.
That is true. Then near the side of the road it is, the clearing that we found.
Alright. So you're able to make your way to the clearing. You can camp up. Those of you who have tents can go into your tents and get those set up. Do you want to light a fire?
I'm gathering wood. I didn't ask
I
anyone.
guess.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess we're lighting a fire.
As a lumberjack by trade and woodcutter, I'm not gonna make you roll for that. You find fairly decent wood to create a decent fire. You find like the right. There's a very specific type of wood, and it needs to be dry enough to burn properly. And you know what you're talking about. So you find really good firewood.
You sure you don't want me to roll for wood?
Roll for wood then, if you really want to. Go for it. Roll for wood.
How good is the wood?
I'll let you decide on the skill. It's going to be perception, really, but.
There you go.
The wood's pretty good, guys.
I would good.
You got some pretty good wood there, Arlen.
The wood's good.
That is quite some good hardwood. I agree. Good for burning.
Yes.
I use my flint and steel and I just look at y'all like, what are you talking about?
Why is this funny? Yes, you're able to get a campfire going. Those of you who don't have tents, I'm going to assume that part of the backpack that you have includes a bedroll, so you're able to get yourself settled for the night. Are we all just going to go to sleep?
I think maybe we should have some watches. I don't mind taking first if you need.
Alright, I'll take second, should you want.
Okay.
If I take last, I can make breakfast.
There we go.
You
That's
cook?
very much appreciated.
I cook?
Oh.
Was that a question?
No, I cook.
Well, the more you know about your group.
He finds good wood and he cooks breakfast, ladies.
Oh.
I like having someone around to find me some good wood after riding dick all day.
Nice.
Bravo. Show some appreciation for that chat. That was a good egg.
Can I get F's in chat for that joke?
I'm gonna give you whatever you have to roll next. You can roll with a +2 focus for wonderful jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. F's in chat.
F for respect.
Okay. Right. So we've got our order for watches as you guys set off. Nice, good. So first up was Robin. Do you want to roll a perception?
I do, and I am sitting by the fire, and I'm particularly I would like to use my hearing just because I am assuming that I can hear further than I can see, so I would like to use my hearing to anything that might be coming closer, if that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It applies.
Oh no.
That's right. Add up. Add the maths. It's fine.
Mhm.
12. Okay.
Not above average.
So it's fairly quiet. You're kind of in this first stretch of the night. You don't hear anything terrible. There's the normal sort of night sounds. The sound that is actually more disturbing than it is, which is foxes at night. Female foxes specifically who scream. And various owl hoots, that kind of thing, because you're amongst trees, but nothing that seems to be disturbing, nothing visually that you see either. So your first watch goes by all right.
I will wake up Bella once it is done. It's like the fire, I'm assuming, is a little bit lower. I'm going to leave it up to her if she wants to bring that back up or not, but
I'll leave it low.
I'll shake her.
Enough that it doesn't like go away, but still low.
Can I borrow your tent during the watch? Thanks, I appreciate it. It's cold. I'm gonna crawl into her tent.
Andre likes to snuggle.
Oh, the dog's in there. Okay. Hi!
The dog is snoring.
Okay, I'm just gonna sleep on the other side of the dog.
And you can imagine a big, massive mastiff like that snores real loud.
I owned
You get used
large,
to it
large
after a
dogs most of
while.
my life. I understand.
He gets used to it after a while. So I'll take second watch. Perception.
Roll, perception. Any focuses that you feel might apply. You roll.
Searching? Would that
Searching
apply?
works. Sure.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Okay, it's pretty good. You hear the same, nocturnal animals, certainly. There's a sound of movement. It's fairly far away. It could be anything because obviously there are creatures that are going to be prowling around. There might be a couple that maybe take interest in you, but with that, your ears perk a little to something nearby.
I'll turn my head in that direction when I heard it.
Okay, you can't see. After your initial, when you first look, the thing seems to go quiet. And then eventually, there is eventually the sound kind of comes back the more that you look.
Alright.
It's quiet though. It's hard to pick up. It's definitely something.
Okay. I will. Okay, I will wake up Arlen a little early. It's like, and I'll look at him as he wakes up with a finger to my lips.
And as I wake up, we'll. I'm gonna look around just without moving my head, see if I see anything.
Shh. It's me. It's Bella. Shit, I'm gonna stage whisper. I heard something. I'm going to go look. Just stay up, okay? Keep
Okay.
watch.
I'm just gonna nod.
Stay awake. Alright, keep watch. I'm going to stealth in the direction of the noise.
Okay. Roll stealth.
Nice. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Yeah, you're
15,
you're
16, 17.
pretty damn quiet. You're very quiet as you approach. As you're moving, you don't hear the sound of movement. Still not quite seeing anything, but you're definitely going in the right direction. This is where you heard things. What would you like to do?
I would like to keep going and search my way to see if it's an animal or if it's a person.
Sure. Roll perception.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay. All right. As you're kind of going low and quiet and searching, you are looking around and you can't see anything. You can't hear anything. It feels almost like you've maybe gone a little too far, and as you turn around to look back, slowly descending from the tree is a spider that's maybe as big as you are. And before we roll initiative, we will end there for tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
You can't do this to us. Come on.
Oh,
Spooters?
I like
don't
it.
like.
As big as Bella.
Oh,
I
I
like
fought
it.
those in the game, and it's so. You know, I had one game where like a spider just I didn't notice it and just kind of like took me away and
I
killed
have.
me.
Shit you not, guys. There is a clip of me on this channel playing Origins as a spider descends, and it's scaring the shit out of me in real life.
Yeah.
Like,
It's when you don't see them in the game because your game, like, you're looking forward and then it's coming from above.
so I might have
It's-
just. Ooh, I was feeling that.
Emma has been present for the times in the game. Every time that I'm scared in the game, there's been 2 times that it's always been spiders. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's spiders.
So, yes, we will end on a potential fight with a couple people who are asleep, and a very large spider descending.
In a very scared
Cool,
mode.
cool.
Not scared,
Yeah.
but she's like, ah, shit.
But well
Well
done,
then.
guys. We've survived our premiere of the new game. Hopefully, we're liking the system. Hopefully, viewers in chat have enjoyed that as well.
Yes. Well,
Mhm.
thank you everyone for coming and showing up to our premiere. We will be back with this game 2 weeks from today, as this is a every other week game that we have. Same time at 1:30 p.m. PST, 4:30
EST.
EST. So do your math if you're in other places in the world, because I don't know.
It's 9:30 GMT.
There you go. It's thank you everyone for all of the subs that were handed out today. We got a nice bit of subs. I am only 11 away from my next emote point, so I'm like stoked for that. Just to let you guys know. But what else we got going on the channel this coming week? Monday we have a makeup game for a Blaze in the Dark game. Wednesday you can see myself in the DM's chair, DMing some D&D 5e. Thursday evening we have Pathfinder, and that's this week. And the next week we start all over again, so please check in, join the Discord, follow us on Twitter, follow me on Twitter to get updates on when those go live. But yeah, let's go around, everyone. Tell us where we can find you on the internet in the next couple of weeks, and your favorite moment in the game. Mine was definitely the hand lotion, the cute elf boy like enjoying my hand lotion. But Alex, if you would so please start us off.
Yes, you can find me on the interwebs at on Twitter at the _gambit, and I don't have any other plugs. My next game is in 2 weeks with you guys. And favorite moment, I can't say that I have one in particular. So far, I would be from the get go to now. It's been a blast, and I am afraid for my sanity as I am traveling with 3 wonderful people. Let me put it this way.
Independently spirited women.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
3 strongly spirited women.
Awesome. Cool beans. Thank you, Alex, for joining us. Satan.
Hi, I am Satan or Alyssa Vamp on Twitter with 2 P's. You can find me here every other Saturday. You can find me Saturday nights. Not tonight, we unfortunately had to cancel our game, but usually every Saturday night, 8:30 EST over at Plot Hunters, where I play my buff barbarian babe, Alina. And you can find me on the Hype Goblins channel Sundays at 8:30 a.m. EST, and then at 10 a.m. EST, Tuesdays and Thursdays, playing Nexus Adventure, which I DM for the lovely Sarah and Emma and Jen, who's in chat. And then you can find me every other Saturday, including this Saturday, over at Barry's channel, playing Tiefling Warlock in Ghost of Saltmarsh, and once a month over at Indoor Adventures.
You are busy.
Playing Monster Noir. Oh god, yeah. This isn't even including my like just home games.
Yeah.
And anything else, if you follow me on Twitter, you can see me put out where I'm gonna be. So yeah, that's me.
Yay! Awesome. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Hey, I'm Sarah. I'm your friendly internet hype goblin, and you can find me under that moniker here on Twitch, which was already discussed about by my other DM, and on all of the social medias as the hype goblin. Come say hi and find me. I do D&D 3 days a week on my channel with the same campaign in the same homebrew world.
Mhm.
That is very creative and lovely and gorgeous, and I love it. Please don't kill my character. And I'm gonna go because
Dog. Yeah.
Because bark, bark, bark.
And of course, last but not least, our wonderful game master and storyteller today, Emma.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm Emma or Hamalu on the internet. You can find me on Twitter there. I play in the 3 times a week game with Satan and Sarah. You can see me here every other Thursday. We were playing recently. It was very exciting this week. Lots of things happened here at Val's channel. Bees. Every 2 weeks you can see me here. But yeah, come view me on the Twitter. Thank you very much for joining us today, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right, cool. In a hot second here, guys, we're going to go ahead and give some love over to our friend Stalewart Initiative. They're playing some Dungeons & Dragons on their channel, so everybody wave bye as we do that. Bye!